We all make mistakes. Sometimes it's because of really hard problems, but a lot of the time, it's because we're missing the basics.
I've made a huge mistake.
In today's video, I'm going to talk about the most common SEO mistakes you need to avoid and what to do instead. Now, before we get started, make sure you click down below and subscribe. The first mistake is not using URLs properly. Let me explain. Oftentimes, URLs have dates, gibberish, and words that just don't need to be there.
Unnecessary.
That is a big mistake because if you have dates, for example, Google will think you're only relevant to that date. Like if it says June 16th, 2022, it would only be relevant to that date. And gibberish and words that you don't need are self-explanatory. So try to remove all that and include the exact match keyword that you're trying to rank for instead.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
The second mistake is not using heading tags correctly. For example, you may make a quote in H2. It may look nice on the page, but is terrible for SEO.
Awful, by the way. Right? Yeah, terrible.
Here's how to fix that. Make it so H1 is for the page title only. Think of H2s as the chapters on your page, and H3s are the subsections of these chapters, which improve the structure and give more opportunity to insert your keywords. The third mistake is not including meta descriptions and meta titles. This is simple. Stop cutting corners. Invest a few minutes to write a compelling meta description and title, and you'll see an increase in clicks. Aim for around 50 characters for the meta title and 150 for the meta description. The fourth mistake is not focusing on building links. Many credible research studies show that links correlate with higher rankings. Ahrefs found a linear correlation between the number of backlinks and the amount of traffic a website gets from Google. Now, there are many ways to build backlinks. Here are 2 ways to do it. The first is with Hera. All you have to do is give your expert opinion on topics that journalists want more information on.
You could have sent an electronic letter. It's called an email.
The second is guest posting, and you can find these by searching this. And the end result is something like this. The fifth mistake is not including alt text. This is the same deal with meta descriptions above. Try to fill in the gaps and don't be lazy.
Make work your favorite. That's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Work is your new favorite.
Fine.
Alt texts are important because without it, you may be in violation of the WCAG and the American Disability Act, which can get you sued. The sixth mistake is not using the right redirect. Redirects are something that take a user to a new page so that they don't end up with an error. They also pass authority from the old page to the new page. Remember to always use 301 redirects for permanent redirects and 302 for temporary redirects. You can see this with Screamfrog under response codes. The seventh mistake is not optimizing the user experience. Adobe found that 38% of people will stop engaging with the website if the layout is unattractive. Additionally, a bad user experience will skyrocket the bounce rate, or the number of people who click that back button right after clicking on the page. A couple of obvious UX optimizations are to increase the speed of the website by compressing images, minifying code, adding a CDN, and more. Next, optimizing a mobile-friendly website so that everything is responsive is a must. And of course, avoid aggressive pop-ups and disruptive ads. Number 8 is not upgrading old content. Most people keep aiming for new keywords. This is a huge mistake and a missed opportunity. A study by Single Grain found that updating old content increases traffic by 96% on average, and we've seen much more. No matter if you're just updating a paragraph or two or doing a complete revamp, it'll rank higher. This is because Google will think that this content is fresh and relevant. Finally, the last mistake is not satisfying the user intent. Let me explain the 4 types of user intents. Number 1 is informational. For example, how to build backlinks. People want to learn something. Number 2 is comparison. For example, SEMrush versus Ubersuggest. These are to compare the pros and cons of 2 products or services. Number 3 is transactional. For example, roofers near me is a transactional keyword because somebody is looking for a roofer to fix their roof. And number 4 is navigational. For example, if they search Google Search Console login, you know exactly what they're looking for. So those are 9 SEO mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. Now, if you need help with this, check out our agency, Outburst Marketing. And if you like this video, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and like the video.